Introducing first in the red corner, wearing red, trimmed in white. He weighed in at 261 pounds. His professional record is 23 wins, 10 losses, and 1 draw with 18 wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from New Orleans, Louisiana, introducing Lionel Butler. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, he weighed in at 248 pounds. His professional record is 25 wins, 1 loss, with 21 wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from East London, England, presenting the former heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Come on, big man. Everybody out. Everybody out but one. Everybody out but one. Everybody out by one. Okay, gentlemen, I told you your responsibilities, and I told you what mine is. Let's all do our job properly, okay? Good luck to both of you. Shake hands.
The expectation is that Butler will rush Lewis. The question is, can Lewis hold him off until midway through the fight, when his conditioning should be better than Butler's? Something is going to happen quick, I feel.
Referee Marty Denkin taking a little extra time to knock a towel off the ropes in Lewis's corner. Now he's ready. As Denkin gave instructions, Pepe Correa, Lennox Lewis's former trainer, stared at the former champion with hatred in his eyes, but couldn't get eye contact in return. Lennox was looking at his man, Lionel Butler. Lewis starts out throwing the jab after Butler's 2 initial charges don't gain contact, and now here comes Butler bulling in again. As Larry mentioned, George, Butler doesn't throw jabs. He just wants to get in your chest and wreak havoc.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis, I heard his trainer said he needs a lot of head movement. He doesn't even need his head down that far. He should take advantage of his height, stand a little straighter up, and just do like a bull and a matador. Just stand there and move this guy, wave him out.
Butler lands a right hand, and now Lewis comes back with a right cross and a right uppercut. And Lennox will have to discipline himself not to get dragged into a brawl.
He shouldn't be moving at all. He should stand right there and just act as a matador. Okay, jab, wait till he rushes, move him slightly to the side.
I thought that punch by Butler might have dazed Lewis for a moment.
And it gave Lewis a wake-up call, too. Say, I better hit this guy rather than waiting for him. A guy like Butler with all that bulk, rushing like that, he can't keep it up for 3 minutes. He can do it and then rest. And when he takes that rest, Lewis should be popping him with his jab.
When you see Lewis paw with the jab and then try to bring the right hand over the top, that's the old Lennox Lewis. That style has been both good to him, as in the Ruddock bout, and bad to him, as in the McCall bout. He takes a left hand hook there.
Because he's reaching down with his left jab. He shouldn't even think about going to the body unless the body presenting itself up high.
Butler's just so unorthodox. This is unlike any other fight, right, George?
You got to, Lewis should remember, when this guy throws 3 punches, he's tired. You got to get him when he's resting. Lewis should not allow him to rest.
Lewis looking a little tentative and once again engaging his habit of jabbing and then leaving the left hand out there.
He just doesn't know how to jab. That's all there is to it. Close your glove. As you can see, whenever Butler throws those punches, Lewis is automatically out of the way. He doesn't have to move. His height is his greatest preventative. He doesn't need to run and hide.
Probably his greatest defense, huh? His height is his greatest defense.
A little test, you're just getting a little warmed up now, okay? Keep your left hand out, but keep your right hand up. You're dropping the right hand a little too much, okay? Keep your left hand up, and when you start seeing the opportunities, let your shots go. You're going to have to get a little respect from him and shoot that little short right hand where you're shooting it. You're not going to get hit because there's no room for it. You understand? You can't catch you out here. Just keep shooting the little short shots in there. But see, you're giving him a little too much leeway now. When he pulls back and he cuts off, started going to him a little bit. You understand?
Yeah,
Deep breath again.
Hit him on the heart. Don't try to hit him in the head.
Deep breath. Come on, talk to me, baby. Deep breath.
Hit him right in the heart.
I got you, Champion. Got me? Okay, I can't get it. Okay. Go now.
Hit him right in the heart, champ. The jab and hit him in the heart. That's all you got to do.
The overhand right to get him. Overhand right off the jab. Got me? Overhand right off the jab. You got your boy. Make sure you step in with it. Let's go, Lionel. Move it out, Lionel.
Lennox Lewis worked mostly off the jab in round one for only 6 power shots.
Okay, break. You're tied up. Break clean. Tall man like Lennox Lewis should never bend his knees that much. You're making yourself the same height as your opponent.
Lewis punching down with the hard right hand. Butler pulling in and tying him up again. You wonder when and if Lennox Lewis is ever going to learn not to leave that left hand out there in front of his opponent, George.
And his corner told him also to pick his right hand up, carrying it right down by his chest.
Could leave him vulnerable to a left hook.
That's true, because with his height and his hands up, there's no way that Butler can sneak a shot in.
Crowd begins to boo at the slow pace. Butler tries that left hand and takes a right and a left in return from Lewis. And a hard uppercut by Lewis. You can see that Butler, a big man, takes a shot pretty well.
That's right. But this kind of fighting benefits Lionel Butler. Doesn't benefit Lewis. Lewis should be jabbing and moving. Butler, it's the only chance he has.
Get off him. Get off him. No. Get off him. I don't want you to bend on him.
So far, I've got to say, it looks a lot like the old Lennox Lewis.
Oh, no changes at all. Now his jab is getting a little more snappy.
Lionel Butler relying on sheer aggression.
Punch out of it. You're clean.
He can bother Lewis with those wild shots over the top.
Sooner or later, Lennox Lewis is going to remember who he is and what he's gone through and revert to the old Lewis of maybe 3 years ago.
The good Lewis.
And whip this guy. He's trying what his trainers is trying to tell him to do, and that's not going to work. Left hooks, you got a good right hand, why not use it?
So you want him to go back to just using his size and his athletic skill.
And his height. Look at this foolishness. Here's a fine fighter with a fine record, an Olympic champion.
So you think he's gradually talking himself out of being great?
Yeah, he is a great fighter. Use it. Be great.
Let me explain to you. Go out there and jump on this chucker. You gotta jump on him. Hit him in the head. Go out, jump on him and hit him in the head. And move your head when you go in. And crack him to the head. You got me? You get your man if I'm telling you, but you gotta put it together in combination. When you
Make him bring his arm over here to bring the right hand and go right on his chin, okay? Just keep working on it and break it off. Break it off fast, okay? But you're keeping him in the zone where you need to keep him at, okay?
There's a record that can't be beat. He didn't land a punch in that round. But
You got a lot of shots that you can land that you're still hesitant on, but it'll come later on, okay? Keep working the left hand. Keep him out there in that zone where we want to keep him at, okay? And then bring the left hook before you throw the right hand.
what Lewis is doing that he hadn't been doing in recent fights is reverting to his natural caution. He was always a cautious counter-puncher who made you commit and then got you. And that's what he's trying here.
And you heard Pepe Correa telling Butler, go out there and hit him on the head. Obviously, Correa is suggesting to Butler that he doesn't think his former fighter, Lewis, can take a punch all that well.
Lewis spreads his legs too far apart, brings his height down to the size of Butler, and that right hand that Butler has can, even if you cover it up, hurt you.
Quick right hand inside by Lewis, landed. And he sticks a couple of effective jabs and remembers to bring the left hand back after throwing the jabs. Therefore, he's got a guard in place when Butler tries the wild right.
You should stand a little taller.
Hard to tell whether the crowd is booing Lewis or booing Butler for the absence of activity.
Well, Butler is doing what he does best. He throws a few shots, then he rests up and get ready to throw some more.
But against most opponents, he's busier than this, George.
And Lewis has been able to, that long reach, you just can't gauge how far he is away from you, and that's throwing him off a little bit.
Once again, Lewis comes with the right uppercut. That can get him in trouble if he doesn't remember to get himself back in position after he throws it.
And he's doing a little more left hooking, which is unusual for Lewis. He's sticking out a little hook every now and then. I think that's a little something his new trainers put in there.
A left hook bailed him out of trouble against Frank Bruno in Cardiff, Wales. He's proud of that punch and hopes to make more use of it in the future.
Yeah, and he's using it as a little...
on his foot, okay? All right.
He can't help it. His feet are size 16.
He does have some boats out there, doesn't he?
Starting to drop his hand already now.
Your hands are free. Punching now, Leonard.
Butler landed a left hand. Lewis cracked with a right.
You cannot pivot and hit.
Denkin tells him he cannot pivot and hit.
Let's touch it up. Let's touch it up.
But Lewis did what he had to.
Can't pivot and hit.
Just forget about what the referee is telling you and continue to protect yourself.
Lewis looking a little more confident in there now than was the case in the first two rounds.
George, what does the referee mean when you can't pivot and hit? I never heard that one before.
He did. He spinned him. He caught him behind the back to spin him out of the way, and it looked like he hit him, but only he was getting out of the way. The referee, I don't know what he was talking about either.
And you're right, Lewis should ignore it.
Should ignore it. It's the way to get out of harm's way.
No, you got to start going over top with your shots. Put that stick hard, downstairs, and as soon as you do, hit with the overhand right and come right back with the hook. You've got to start beating this boy up. If you don't beat him up, you're letting him get away. You understand? Beat him to the body when you get inside close. Look, inside close, you got to go through.
You're not allowed to do that and spin. You can spin him, but you can't hit him, okay?
Okay. Fighting good. After this here round, we're going to start taking it to him a little bit more. All right. Because he's slowing down. Keep your right hand up. Your biggest mistake is your right hand is too low.
Let's take a look at that pivot move that the referee told him.
Yeah, and the mistake was to do it and throw a punch. No big deal. But he was escaping. That's the first time I've seen him use a spin.
So far, the best thing that Lionel Butler has been doing, if you'll pardon the expression, is getting cracked.
Beautiful, Larry. Round 4 begins. Second half of our heavyweight doubleheader this evening. Lionel Butler lands a left hook and comes chasing in to try to follow it. Lennox Lewis in the black trunks, Lionel Butler in the red. Michael Moore scored a unanimous decision victory over Melvin Foster in the first half of our doubleheader.
If Lewis would only use his left jab to a little better, making the fight hard because he's not snapping his jab.
Would you like to train him, George?
Boy, I could really help this kid out.
Break. Get out.
Of 133 punches thrown by Lewis in the first 3 rounds, 100 were jabs. Butler just not busy enough so far. Only 24 punches per round in the first 3. He's been a little bit more active now in the first minute of round 4.
Lewis started to feint a little bit. He's doing right. You got to deliver something once you fake.
There's a good combination. And there are two good jabs.
Great jabs for Lennox Lewis. If he can only keep it up. When this guy charges him, just wait until it's over and go right back to your jab.
Lewis suddenly doing a lot of work with the left hand, and that is relatively new. Now he paused with the jab and springs with the right. That works against guys like Phil Jackson, but Butler is slightly above that. Marty Denkin telling Lewis to keep his glove shut.
Lewis started to pick his right hand a little better.
Go ahead.
Butler takes a better punch than I thought. He's taking some hard shots.
He was knocked out 3 times in his first 5 fights, so Butler's been down a bunch, but not recently. Has not lost since April of 1991.
Lennox Lewis has one of the best right hands in the heavyweight division. He cracks you 2 or 3 times. Boom!
2 right hands right there.
That hurt. When you're hit with one of Lennox Lewis' right hands, you are hit. You stand on your feet, that means you are a natural man.
And Butler is trying to present the impression that he wasn't hurt, and Lewis isn't aggressive about trying to finish.
No, he's being cautious.
And that's the natural caution of Lennox Lewis that Larry talked about before.
And that has served him in good stead to this point.
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Come on, right here. You need to start taking deep breaths. Come on, take a deep breath. Give me some air. Give me some air. What I told you was the truth. I told you that if you went out there and you slipped his jab into the hook, it's right there, right? You did it. But you got to keep it up.
Didn't think I was going to look at that big right hand by Lennox Lewis. Well, there's not many guys that can take a punch like that. So this is one naturally powerful man. And then he took a second one that looked even harder, and a third one. But he's getting tired, and that's what Emmanuel Stewart has been waiting for.
Jab, jab, keep it right there. When you sink your shot, let the shot go all the way. And let's pick it up, push him a little bit now. They've been running in.
Keep the punches sharp.
He's not going to push him. Get him up here. Let's pick up the tempo.
In round 4, by punch stat numbers, Butler only tried 13 punches. Lewis landed 31 out of 55. So,
all right.
If the judges are looking for effective aggression, it is so far coming from only one fighter. Round 5 begins. Another hard right hand, and down goes Butler.
3, 4, you all right? 5, get your hands up. 6, 7, 8. Come on over here. Right there.
Well, that was a right hand lead, George, and it was a pretty good idea.
And the thing about it, Lewis just got to revert to what he was doing originally. Don't go trying to finish this guy, because that's his hope, is to get him in the exchange. Go back, do it again. Don't start mixing it up.
He starts to paw with the left. That's a bad habit that Stewart is going to have to work on. But when he paws with that left, it's because he's looking to land the howitzer over the top with the right. He just missed it there.
He's had that since he was an amateur.
Hold it, hold it. Wait. Watch the hit behind there.
That's a push, but a pretty doggone effective one.
Yep, and he should be able to push a guy when he's running to him like that.
Next time you push him, I'm going to take a point away. I'll push him.
But Denkin says he'll take a point away if Lennox does it again.
Yeah, but that was a way to get this guy. He ran into him like a horse.
I've never heard a referee talk so much in the ring in my life. What is Marty Denkins doing?
I can tell you this is the greatest state in the world as far as the athletic commission is concerned. They give you a good, strict examination before they allow you to fight. But referees, let's see.
They also drug test the fighters sometimes after a fight.
That's wonderful, too.
And they will drug test Butler and Lewis tonight I asked Rich DeQueer, the California State Athletic Commissioner, are you going to drug test Butler? He said, hey, given Butler's history, wouldn't you test him?
Well, this is the best state to be examining in, just for your own general health.
Lennox Lewis is dominating this 5th round, and Lionel Butler isn't putting up much aggression in return. And Lewis is being cautious.
He throws a right hand and then steps back. That's wonderful.
You like it, huh?
I love it. And a left jab. Lennox Lewis has always had this in him. Now, keep your right hand up.
You can't help but fall in love with Lewis's body and physical presence in there. I mean, he just looks like he ought to be great.
And he should be great. The only problem is just not, he's an underachiever.
Well, and a lot of critics say that he doesn't want to fight and isn't going to learn how to fight. But he's getting better here as he goes along. And that right hand might be enough to finish it. And it is.
Marty Dinkins is doing a wonderful job now.
And the thunder is still there in Lennox Lewis's right hand.
And we saw the result of a more intelligent, more cautious Lennox Lewis beating his man down and then smartly finishing him. That was a good performance for a fighter coming back off a knockout. You have to give that a very high rating.
And George Foreman at the table next to us is applauding as Larry calls it a good performance.
Couldn't have been said any better.
5 punches thrown by Butler in round number 5. Lewis threw 43. In the end, it was an ultra-dominant performance by the former heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis.
Boy, when Lionel Butler came into the ring, he sure didn't come represented by Mr. Roberts' neighborhood.
And as Larry Merchant goes into the ring to try to find Lennox Lewis, we take a look now, George, at the first knockdown. That was the right-hand lead, followed by a left.
That's right. He was able to land a combination and not put too much of his body out of position. So he was able to do nothing but punch and not land his body there to...
And now here's the finish of the fight, as Lewis will first pound him into the ropes with
that
right hand.
Hurt right quick. It was a matter of just finishing it. The others were just wild, but that initial right hand to finish it was just as great a right hand as I've ever seen.
Watch again. That one landed flush. And Marty Denkin with what I have to think was a very good stoppage.
I think so. I'd like to hear what Larry has to say about that.
Well, I think Larry will agree with us that it was a good stoppage. I'd like to hear what Lewis has to say.
I think more importantly, Lionel Butler thought it was a good stoppage. He didn't want to go on at all.
Oh, you're back. I thought you had gone into the ring to grab Lennox.
Well, I'm back. I want to admire him from afar.
Yeah, you've gotten your chance. Let's take a look at final punch stat numbers, and they reflect Lewis's dominance in the fight. But we told you at the beginning that Butler was an active heavyweight. Tonight he was not, and I have to think, Larry, that he wasn't in the best possible shape for this fight.
Well, his poundage or tonnage certainly showed that. And he's a troubled guy, a guy who's had serious drug problems, as we said earlier, which means that he really hasn't had a chance to get in shape. Emmanuel Stewart was exactly correct to wait a while, and he would be there for the picking.
Right now, let's go to ring announcer Jim Hall for the official particulars of this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of this WBC heavyweight title eliminator bout. At 2 minutes and 55 seconds of the 5th round, winner by knockout, Lennox Lewis.
So Lennox Lewis with a comeback victory 8 months after the surprise loss to Oliver McCall, and Lewis refurbishes some of his credentials, at least in the eyes of the people I'm working with here tonight, with this knockout effort against Lionel Butler.